Sairam. With pranams at the lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagavan, dear brothers and sisters, we commenced reading Kenopanishad last week. We could discuss two of the points supported by Sai message and Sai teachings. We are able to understand the Upanishadic teachings much better with his discourses. The understanding of the Upanishad will be perfect with Sai teachings and Sai discourses. With this view, we are studying Kenopanishad. We completed half of it, 2 points last week. And this week we'll continue 2 more points. I'm just bringing to your attention the most important points of every Upanishad and collect Swami's teachings and Swami's quotes relevant to these excerpts and try to place before you and relate both of them. That has been our attempt. Well, to say briefly in one sentence, last week, first point we discussed was the preciousness of human life, the value of the human life. And the second point we discussed was to know the Creator through the creation. Creation helps us to imagine the Creator. To that extent we could study. Because of the time we could not complete. Well now, as you know, the mind thinks. We think and think since the beginning. We go on thinking. But we do not think how we think. I know I think, but I do not know how I think. I go on working with both of my hands, but I do not know how they work. I walk on 2 feet everywhere throughout my life, but I do not know how I walk, why I am able to walk. The body has got circulatory system, blood circulation, the nervous system, the digestive system. Wow! Without any software, the hardware goes on functioning. All systems, number of systems, thousands and thousands of nerves over there. If they are spread, they'll occupy hundreds of kilometers. That kind of structure is built within the body. I do not know why the blood circulates, but it circulates whether I know or not. The heart beats, why I do not know. But it goes on beating. When it stops, well, I'll be out of picture. Therefore, my friends, we work with our body, though we do not know how it works. But when it stops to work, we'll understand what it is, what it meant by paying the heavy medical bill. The heartbeat may not be noticed, but when there's some difference in the heartbeat, the bill will tell you what it costs. When there's something wrong in the blood circulation, well, the doctor will tell you when you pay him properly. where the mistake lies. So, the body works on its own and we do not know how. Prompted by what? It is here the Kenopanishad clearly says, Shrotrasya Shrotram Manso Manoyad Vacho Vachamuta Pranasya Pranaha. This is the Sanskrit passage from Kenopanishad. Shrotrasya Shrotram. The Upanishad clearly says, it is not the ear that hears, no. If the ear hears, we have many deaf people with their ears more beautiful than our ears. But those ears are non-functional. But we are able to hear and they are not able to hear. Both of us have ears. Now it is clear that it is not the ear that hears. So, Shrotrasya Shrotram, the power, the principle, the divinity, the actual audition, the hearing capacity, the real ear to the outer ear. There is outer ear and inner ear that hears. When the inner ear is absent, with the outer ear, no ENT surgeon can help us. So, the inner ear or that audition capacity is responsible for the ear to hear. Shrotrasya Shrotram. Manaso Mana. The mind thinks. How are you able to think? Well, I don't know how, but I think. What do you think? I think what? Of many things. How do you think? I do not know. Therefore, my friends, mind thinks. Why? I'm not bothered, let it think. When it stops thinking, well, I land up in a mental hospital. When it goes on thinking, fine. But when in thinking process, when there are some lapses, I lose my memory. That's what happens in old age. In advanced age, about 70 or 80, they go on repeating, as if the other man has forgotten. They tell you same thing again and again. Some blocks appear, see, because wear and tear happens to the body, quite natural, as it happens to our dress. So, manaso, mana, the real mind, that power, that potential that makes the mind to think, vachoham vacha. I'm able to speak. How do I speak? You speak, that's all. No, how? It is the tongue that speaks. Oh. How about the dumb people? Dumb people cannot speak. They have got the tongue much better than us. But they are not able to speak. Why? So it is clear that it is not the tongue that speaks. There is some power behind it. Pranasya prana. All of us have life, I am sure. Whether we recognize the fact or not. We are alive. We are living now. How do you say? Yes, because of this. If life is not there, you are not there to tell anymore. It is for others to decide what is to be done later. Therefore, the point is the life principle, prana. How does it work? How does it get into my body? When I call it birth? How is it there in my body when it's called my lifespan? When does it go? Or when is the life withdrawn? When I call death. Why and how? Well, I do not know. Kenopanishad says it is the divine principle, which is the life of life. Life of life, ear of the ear, eye of the eye, The mind or the mind is consciousness or Chaitanya. Chaitanya or consciousness is that which is responsible for all to function as per Kenopanishad. Alright. Now the point comes, how to know that awareness, how to know that consciousness, how to know that main principle which is responsible for all these to function, for all these to operate, for all these to work. How to know that basic principle? How am I to know that? That will be the next question. It is clear. See, Upanishad makes contradictory statements. It says, it is evident and it is not evident. Consciousness is obvious and it is not obvious. Vidita, obvious, very clear. Avidita, not obvious, not clear. What do you mean? Say it is clear, or say it's not clear, then we'll go home. What is the fun of saying vidita and avidita? Obvious and not obvious, clear and not clear. Why? Why it is said? Upanishads are written by sages of eminence after a long period of contemplation, prompted by the divine himself. They are not left to any kind of imagination or hallucination. But it requires our intellect to think deep enough to grasp the Upanishadic statements. They may appear to be contradictory. They may appear to be just opposite polarities. They may appear to be paradoxes, but yet it is meaningful. Well, let me explain. It is clear, it is obvious. That is the first part of the statement. Yes, anyadeva tad vidita dadho avidita dadhi. That is the statement. I repeat once again. Anyadeva tad vidita dadho avidita dadhi. It is vidita and also avidita. It is clear and not clear. Obvious and not obvious. That's what I mean. So let us understand the first part of it. It is clear, it's obvious. How? Because I see people being not able to work with their body because of the defects. As I already mentioned, the blind, the deaf, the dumb and mental people cannot work with all the instruments given to the human life. Because that consciousness is withdrawn. Therefore it's not functioning. Something like a bulb, where the filament goes off and it cannot shed light any longer. Though there is bulb, it shall not burn or illumine. So it is the consciousness that makes these functional or work or operate. So it is very clear. We say hello to everybody, to a man who has life. We don't say hello to a dead body. Nobody says anywhere all over the world. We may pray for the soul, but we don't say hi to the dead body, we don't. Why? There's no life there. So it is vidita, it is very clear. So you are right. What is the other statement? Avidita, not clear. Why is it not clear? Simple thing, simple thing. In the earlier Upanishads, Ishavasya Upanishad, we studied Ishavasyam idagam sarvam. Everything is divine. Then to whom has it to be clear? Simple thing. Here are the sentences. This should be clear to me to read, is it not? Meaning, the one who needs clarity, the other one that must have that clarity or legibility. The letter should be legible. It should be clear so that I can read. So, for things to be vidita, to be known, to be clear, you are separate from that what has to be cleared. I read, I am the reader, this is the script. Right? I am the reader, this is the script. Similarly, vidita, to be clear, there should be something that has to be clear to me to understand. When that and I are one, who is to be clear to whom? Because Ishavasya Upanishad says, Ishavasyam idagam sarvam. Everything is divine. Simple example. I sit here and go on talking. Nobody here. What do you think? You don't think, you begin to act. by bringing some of the people known to you. So similarly, my friends, for conversation, two people are required. One man to understand, the other man to be understood. One man to speak, the other man to listen, right? But there is only one. Who is the speaker? Who is the listener? The speaker and the listener are one and the same. Therefore, my friends, it is avidita, not clear, because there is no duality. There is no duality. The one that is to be clear, the one to whom it has to be clear, are one and the same. You follow me? You understand? Am I clear, please? Therefore, Upanishad says it is both vidita and avidita. It is clear because you experience it. It is not clear because that what has to be cleared and you are one and the same only. This requires a kind of depth, a kind of inquiry, a spirit of inward inquiry, such a quest to understand these statements. So, simple thing, there must be something to be seen. I see this. This is the seen, I am the seer. Good. When there is nothing, do I say I am seeing anything? There are some people that say, I see blue color, yellow color. Please continue to see and go to an eye specialist. How do you see different colors when there are no colors outside? Therefore, when there is something different from you, you can see. When there is nothing to see, what is it to be seen? What is the seen? Where is the seer? Because the seer and the seen are one and the same. Because Ishavasya Upanishad says, Ishavasyam idagam sarvam. There is only one that exists without the second. Therefore Upanishad says, vidita, obvious, very clear, and avidita, not obvious, not clear. And we can give a kind of finish to these two statements. So, sir, what is consciousness now? What is consciousness now? Is it that's obvious or is it that's not obvious? How do we define? We should say both, total. Totality is a divinity. So, vidita plus avidita is equal to totality, that is equal to divinity. Total. It is clear, yet unclear. That's how it has to be understood. Simple thing. Sometimes, as you read, it happens to everybody. Those who are very serious, professors know particularly well. Those who are serious in reading, we go on reading, sometimes we forget ourselves. Am I right? If you read poetry, something like Wordsworth or John Milton, or if you read dramas by William Shakespeare, or beautiful prose by William Hazlitt or Ruskin, you forget yourself. Beautiful writers, yes. While you go through a book, you forget you are lost, right? Where are you? You are the book now. Because you are lost, you have forgotten yourself, there is no reader here. There is only reading without the reader. Because you have forgotten yourself. Therefore, totality means jnana, the knowledge, jnaya, that which is to be known, being the same. Knowledge and that which has to be known, jnana, jnaya, are one and the same. That is totality, as Upanishad explains when it says vidita and avidita. Then you may wonder, why should we know this? What do you mean by totality? The totality is not alien to you. The totality is not foreign concept. You are total, understand? You are total. Everyone is total. But unfortunately, we don't understand that we are whole and total. We go by partial dealing of matters, partial view of life, but the life is a total. Everyone is total. This totality of existence, the holistic view of existence is contained in this vidita and avidita. That which is clear and that which is not. That's what it is meant here in this Upanishad. And then, say, as I said earlier, how beautifully he puts it, about this consciousness, nobody can speak and nobody can listen. Nobody can speak about it, nobody can listen about it. Hari Om, what do you mean by that? Meaning, the speaker speaks of that which is very much same in the listener. It is same in you. What I am speaking about is in me and in you also. So what is there to speak about it? Suppose you go on telling me, you are Anil Kumar, and you belong to India, you are a photo. You are speaking about me. Why should you speak to me? Are you mad or am I mad? If you speak to me that which is known to me, and yet I continue to hear, both of us are mad. You come and tell me, you are Anil Kumar and you are professor in the university and you come from darshan, going, you have your breakfast, you have coffee, and these things you go on telling me. Why? I know that I am that. Why do you speak of it? And what a fool I am to listen to that. Therefore, Upanishad clearly says, there is nothing like speaking about consciousness. There is nothing like listening to about this consciousness. It is neither. And Upanishad goes one step further. Wow. Those that say, I know, do not know. Oh. Meaning, they don't know that they don't know. Very good category. They do not know that they do not know. Oh. There is second category. Those that say, I know, do not know. Also do not know. But the Upanishad is little compassionate. It says, those that say that they do not know may be knowing little. But those that say, I know, do not know anything. Very clear. So let us not tell anybody, I will speak to you about philosophy. We tell him, we don't tell him don't speak, we can only tell him, Upanishad says, those that say they know not. Thank you, we'll meet next life. Upanishad says, if you say you know, you don't know. And if you say you don't know, you may know a little. That's Upanishadic statement. What does it mean? What does it mean? When you say, I don't know, it is correct. Why? You are not separate from that what is to be known. I know this is a glass. Because this is known, I am the knower. I know this is a glass. Correct. Knower and the known are different. When there is knower and the known are one and the same, this glass, for example, is to know whom? Nobody else. So when there are two, one to know about the other. When there is only one, who is to know whom? Therefore, Upanishad statement that I do not know is correct. Because you cannot know that. My friends, there are three important things very well known to us. That which is known comes under the category knowledge. What is knowledge? All that is known. I know the science of plants, so I am a botanist. You know the science of animals, you are a zoologist. You know the subject matter of matter, you are a physicist. So I know this is knowledge. All that is known is knowledge. I do not know mathematics. I do not know archaeology. I do not know economics. So that which you do not know is called ignorance. So that which is known is knowledge. That which is not known is ignorance. Correct. Mr. Anil Kumar, do you know about computers? I am ignorant, please, I am sorry, leave me. Do you know about botany? I know little, I can tell you. So I know what I know, I also know what I do not know. That's why I am safe. Therefore, only two forms, knowledge and ignorance. But there is a third dimension, unknowable. Unknowable. It cannot be known. It cannot be known. So knowledge, ignorance, two dimensions we know. But the third dimension, unknowable, that which cannot be known. What? Yes. Why not? Because you know with the help of your senses. I touch, so I know this is cloth. I see, I know this is glass. I hear, I know it is music. So through these senses, the knowledge accumulates. Through these senses, plus mind and intellect, the knowledge develops and keeps on growing. But the senses and mind and intellect are useless to know the consciousness. Consciousness cannot be gauged, consciousness cannot be experienced, consciousness cannot be estimated, consciousness cannot be felt, cannot be explained by any way, because senses are unfit. What? Simple example. I have thermometer at home. Somebody came and says, Mr. Anil Kumar, I think you have put on some weight. We think so. So I immediately get my thermometer and try to know my weight. With the help of thermometer, you want to know your weight? Oh, what kind of thermometer I want to see? Please get it. thermometer is useful to know the temperature, but not the weight. Supposing I say, I am suffering from fever. So there is weighing machine, please stand there. The weighing machine is not to know the temperature. Similarly, the senses are fit enough to know the outer world. Outer world, the knowledge, that's all. They are unfit to experience, to think or estimate or go anywhere near consciousness. No. Therefore, unknowable. Things have become known knowledge because of senses. Things have become, are quite new to me. I am ignorant in certain facts because my mind has not registered it. But consciousness is beyond the mind. Consciousness is beyond the mind. Then how do you know? You cannot know. Therefore Upanishad says, it is those that say, I know, know not. Those that say that I do not know have a chance of knowing a little at least. In other words, consciousness is unknowable. What Baba says about it. Kanidi idiyani chappangagalaru gani. Kanidi idiyani chappangagalaru gani. Brahmamidiyani chappangavalannu kadu. Brahmamidiyani chappangavalannu kadu. You cannot say, this is not God, yes? This is not God. This is not God. Good, good. You can deny this is not when you actually encounter with the experience of divinity, you cannot say. Meaning, where expression stops, experience begins. So long there is expression, still experience is to come. What? Simple example. When I am knee deep in water, I can say, hi, how are you? How do you like the water? How is the weather today, or any politics? When I am neck deep, I can still say, well, how deep it is. Can I stop here? Can I go there? When I am deeply sunk, drowned there, body has to be collected. No speaking. So, speaking is possible when you are knee deep. Speaking is possible when you are neck deep. Speaking is impossible when you drown yourself totally. Similarly, when we are in consciousness, experience of consciousness, there is no speech, no expression, that's all. Like a drowned man, a man who is deeply sunk. Therefore, it is unknowable. That's what Bhagavan says. Everybody can say, this is not, camera is not consciousness, glass is not consciousness. Brahmamidiyani chapanga valanu kadu. Nobody can say, this is Brahman, this is God. Who can say that? God doesn't bring with him identification certificate or ID card with him. There is nothing, you cannot say, this is divine, no. Satya nityambu jnanambu anantam vaina. Satya nitya jnana anantam vaina Brahma. That divinity which is eternity, that divinity which is awareness, Vakunaku alavikar, is beyond expression, cannot be spoken. Adiye Brahmambu, Adiye Brahmambu, Vakunaku alavikadu. That is real divinity, which cannot be experienced, which cannot be expressed. That's what I mean. We can go on saying, this is not, the theory of negation. But actual consciousness cannot be expressed. That's what Kenopanishad says. And that's what Bhagavan has very clearly said. Now, see how nicely Bhagavan puts it. Yalla bhutamulandu tanekamaguchu. God, Baba is present in everyone. God is in everyone. As God, He is one. As individuals, we are many. Mr. So-and-so, Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so. We are so-and-so. But so far as God within is concerned, He is one and the same. Though the beings are divided, though the human society is pretty large in its population, there may be thousands of bulbs, but the electricity is same. In a similar way, beings are many, but the breath is one, says Bhagavan Baba. That principle of consciousness is one and the same in all of us, though we are different in name and form. Bhinna dehamulandu abhinnamaguchu. In different bodies, he gets divided. He gets divided in different bodies, but he gets united as the one's whole consciousness. Individually we feel God is in me. Some people say God is in me as if there is no God in me. You know, there is God in me. How do you know that there is no God in me? God is in everyone. So when you claim, God seems to have been divided. But the reality is, He is one and the same if you have got the holistic view. Avyayam Bayivilgundu Atmatattvamu. Avyayam Bayivilgundu Atmatattvamu. That infinite principle of consciousness goes on shining. It is vibrant. It is resplendent. It is radiant. It is splendorous. Full of glitter and glamour. To be aware of that glamorous, glittering, radiant consciousness, it is real jnana or wisdom. So my friends, there is no point in accumulating the material. There is no point in accumulating physical facts, data. The real wisdom lies in trying to experience that consciousness which appears to have been divided as individuals, but it unifies as a principle of divinity. And further what Bhagavan says is this. Kindly, this what Upanishad makes it very, very clear. Pratibodha viditam mata amrutatvam hi vindate. Viditam aviditam. That's what we thought of it. Now, Kena Upanishad comes forward with this. My friends, it is night. There is no power supply and fully dark all around. We are not able to see any because it is dark. Later we get power supply. When there is light, we are able to see everybody. We are able to see all objects under the light. When the light is off, you cannot see anybody. Upanishad clearly says, consciousness is the light under which all shine. How do I say I see you? Because there is light. How do you say you see me? Because of the light. We see all because of the same light. Without that, no one can see anybody. You understand it? So that light is consciousness. Because of that light, there is a kind of awareness of the objects. There is awareness of the beings all around. Without that light consciousness, there is nothing that could be perceived. So Upanishad says, now what happens? Beautiful statement. I see you because of that light. You see me because of that light. Now what is the light? You are saying I am able to see you because of light. Good. I am saying that I see you because of that light. Now that light, whether it sees you or me. Let's be very clear. We see each other, we see all these objects because of the light. Very good. But about that light, what does it see? Does that light see you or me or all or what? Does it see at all? This is the next question. The answer, Keno Upanishad tells you, Are my boy? It doesn't see. Light is a witness. Light is a witness. Here are lights now. We can sing, we can dance, we can joke, we can smile, we can laugh. But light does not laugh, it doesn't smile. It will say, continue how long you can see, let me see. So light is only a witness. It is not a participant. Meaning, I am a proof of the light which is a witness. So, light is a witness. We are all evidences. We are all here as evidences to speak of the existence of light. How do you say that? Simple point. I see you, but there is no light. Supposing I say, I see you, there is no light. What does it mean? Without light, how do I see you? Without light, how do you see me? So this sight or vision is possible because of light. Therefore, we are all evidences. We are all the demonstrations. We are all the living proof of the existence of light, the consciousness. Without that, we do not exist any longer. That's what this Upanishad says. Swami now tells, because of the light, all of us exist. And therefore, there is that light in me. There is light in you. There is light everywhere, everywhere. So, we are all evidences, as I said. As Bhagavan addresses all of us, you are divine. Chukkalanniyu Brahma. All stars are divine. Suryundu Adi Brahma. Sun is Brahman. Chandrudannanu Brahma. Jalamu Brahma. Moon is God. Water is divine. Swargamannanu Brahma. Vaikunthamadi Brahma. The heaven and the paradise, they are divine. Talliyannanu Brahma, Talliyannanu Brahma, Tandri Brahma. Mother is God, father is God. That's why you say Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava. Bhagyamannanu Brahma, Valabhyamadi Brahma. The prosperity, the plenty, the affluence, that is divine. Therefore people call this wealth as Lakshmi. That is divine. Jivarasu Brahma, Jivi Brahma. The entire organic life, the living creatures, the entire creation is Brahman, divine. Jivi Brahma. Individually you are also Brahman. Understand that. Collectively we are divine. Individually, we are also Brahma. Puttin Chuta Adi Brahma, Poshin Chuta Adi Brahma. Our birth is because of that consciousness. Our life on earth, the sustenance is because of divinity. Gittin Chuta Brahma, Gruhini Brahma. The death is divine. The householders, all of us are divine. Kalamantayu Brahma. He is Srishti Brahma. The time is God. The creation is God. Prakrutantayu Brahma. The nature is God. He is Shakti Brahma. This power, the cosmic energy, is divine. Sarvamanu Brahma. Mariyuvi Sabhayu Brahma. See that, how wonderful it is. Sarvamanu Brahma. The whole thing is divine. He is Sabhayu Brahma. This congregation, this assembly is divine. Please understand it. This is Upanishadic teaching as explained by Baba. We find people saying that every word of Baba is Upanishad, every teaching is Veda. Please tell me how. You remain silent, that's all. My attempt is to read the original and connect parallel teachings from Sai literature and authentically, authoritatively establish the fact that Swami teachings are none other than the teachings of Upanishads. That's my attempt. Therefore, my friends, the Upanishads clearly say everything is divine. Because we are all a witness to the divinity. We are all a witness. How? I see you, I feel you, I think. This is all because of the light all around, the ever bright consciousness. That's what it is. Now, just as within my body, the hands and the legs operate because of this consciousness energy, the whole universe is a body of God. The whole universe, Viswa Chaitanya. In Bhagavad Gita, there is one word, Viswarupa. Viswarupa, the cosmos is the form of God. If anybody asks, how does God look? You cannot show, this is a photograph of God. I don't know when you went with the camera and click. No. What is the form of God? The cosmos, universe is the form of God. That is the correct answer you are supposed to say. Therefore, what should we do now? Baba said very clearly, see this beautiful statement. When I am deep sleep, my mind is not functional. When I am deep sleep, my body is on the bed. The moment I get up, I start thinking, yesterday so-and-so did not smile at me. I'll take care of this fellow this morning, 10 o'clock. Yesterday that fellow didn't offer me a cup of coffee. Today I will ignore him. The mind starts functioning. The intellect starts discriminating. Yesterday I made use of this money, which is not good. Today I use of it for the better, so that I can get more. Business, yes. So these things start functioning. At night, when you are in deep sleep, what about the mind? What about the intellect? What about the body? Tell me what we are doing in deep sleep. Brahmanandam Paramasukadam. You are in supreme blissful state. You are in the state of awareness. You are in the state of consciousness with no dualism at all. Non-dualistic blissful state is deep sleep, or what you call sushupti. The problem comes the moment we get up. It starts with breakfast. When we switch on the TV to listen to number of people successfully murdered, and we are also watch on TV all the atrocities, that which is vulgar and obscene, the mind starts thinking, wow, that's it. Now, so the mind is active, in deep sleep it is passive. The intellect is active, in deep sleep it is passive. The body is active, in deep sleep it is on bed. Therefore, in deep sleep where are they? Supposing I remove this coat, what do? I keep it to a hanger and hang it there. Tomorrow evening I will wear it again. We keep our coats to a hanger, keep it there, right? Now, where do you keep the mind in deep sleep? In a suitcase? Or an almirah? In deep sleep, where are you keeping your mind and intellect? I know, sir, I am keeping them secretly without your knowledge. Because ATM card has got secret number. I don't tell you, give you the secret number of my ATM card. Because my mind is there. When I want, I can take it. So that you cannot take my mind. I cannot take your mind. This is nonsense. Because where is the mind in deep sleep? Where is the intellect in deep sleep? They are passive. That's what Bhagavan says. Manasu buddhi chittamu adi ahankarambu. Manasu, mind. Buddhi, intellect. Ahankarambu, ego. Yendu putti, yendu anangu. Yendu putti, yendadangu. The mind and intellect start functioning, they subside. Something like waves that subside. The waves, upsurging waves. The waves that gush towards the shore are withdrawn slowly. They recede. Just like that, my mind is up and it subsides. Yendu putti yendanangu. The place where they are born and the same place where they subside, the same place. Adiye sivudu atma arayanga chudanga. Adiye sivudu atma arayanga chudanga. If you inquire deep enough, on inquiry, by self-study, you will understand the mind and intellect subside at a point where they originate. Simple example. You cannot say, sir, sea is there at Madras. Waves are in Puttaparthi. Can you say that? How can you have waves here and sea there? No. Where there is sea, there are waves. Waves arise out of the sea and waves go back, merge into the sea. Similarly, the mind and intellect arise and there they subside. That place of origin, that substratum, Adiya Sivudu Atma Arayanga Chudanga, that is consciousness. In other words, what Upanishad says is, mind is the product of consciousness. Intellect is the product of consciousness. They arise out of the consciousness. Consciousness being the sea. Consciousness is the sea. The mind and intellect are only the waves. They arise and they subside. Marava bokaiya mangalatma. Marava bokaiya mangalatma. Marava bokaiya mangalatma. Swami says, you are all auspicious, my dear children. You are auspicious. You are precious. You are sacred. You are so dear, so near to me. You are so important to me. Never forget your consciousness. Never forget it. Because it is out of this consciousness the mind arises, the intellect arises. They function, they subside in deep sleep. Never forget this principle. That's what Swami says. And now, we are coming to a close of Kenopanishad this morning, and we'll take next Upanishad the next Sunday. Now we are coming to a close. Okay, there is consciousness, I understood. There is consciousness which is responsible for functioning of my body, the mind, intellect. I also understood that it is a life. I also could understand that it is ununderstandable. I also have come to know it is clear and not clear at the same time. Finally, I have fully known that it is unknowable, with a caution that not to say I know, because Upanishad warns you, if you say I know, you know not. At least I should be humble enough to say I know a little, because little could be known, not the entirety. not in totality. These things I have known, and finally I have also understood the mind intellect come out of the consciousness, and that all of us are witness to that consciousness which is the light. Without that light we do not exist. It is the light that is permanent, and that light is a witness to all the entire creation. All these things we have understood. Now, what should we do? Alright, what should I do now? That is our question. We shall break for lunch or what? What to do now? Well, it is very, very made clear. That's what Bhagavan says. Swami's statements may appear to be so simple, but they are fantastic, profound statements. అనేకత్వంలోని ఏకత్వం అనుభవించుటే ఈనాడు సాధకుడు చేయవలసిన కర్తవ్యముగా ఉంటూ వచ్చింది. అనేకమైన రూపములందు అనేకమైన నామములందు ఉన్నటువంటి దివ్యత్వమైన అనుభవమును తెచ్చుకున్నటి ఆధ్యాత్మిక సాధన. That's what Bhagavan says. In this multiplicity, in this plurality, in this diversity, if you experience that unity, that is the spiritual sadhana. The spiritual practice lies in experiencing, finding out unity in diversity. Unity in diversity. What is that unity? Consciousness. What is that consciousness? It is like the light, sunlight. Same light helps all of us to move about, to function. That is what we are supposed to do. Bhuteshu, bhuteshu vichitya. We have to understand the different people and know that they are all essentially divine, individually divine, collectively divine. So, what does Baba nicely put both in a beautiful things? Creator, creation. Creator, creation. Put in a beautiful form. Inimitable. Such a sai. Unique divine style. His Swami's style, yes. His style of walk, his dress, his hair, his speech, his way of putting things. Unique. You don't find any carbon copy. You cannot take Xerox. Impossible. Because he is what he is. That's all. See this, how nicely he puts it. Viswamandu Vibhudu veluguchundunu. Viswamandu Vibhudu veluguchundunu. In this entire universe, it is the consciousness, the divinity that shines. Vibhuni yandu velugu viswamepudu. Vibhuni yandu velugu viswamepudu. This universe shines because of that consciousness. In that consciousness, this universe exists. This universe is able to shine because of that consciousness, meaning Creator is the cause for the creation. It is the creation that functions because of the Creator. Creation, Creator, inseparable. Indistinguishable, indivisible entity, that's all. Simple example. Letters are here on this paper. You see the letters lines. Somebody asked me, Mr. Anil Kumar, keep the paper with you and give me the letters. Can you do that? Can you take away the letters and leave the paper? Impossible. Give me the picture and keep the film with you. Is that possible? Impossible. Similarly, creation, Creator exist together. Vibhudu velugakunna viswambu velugadu. Vibhudu velugakunna viswambu velugadu. Without this consciousness, without Creator, there cannot be creation. I can say, this I bought it from the market. Oh, there is no market. Where from you got it? Oh, I got from the wholesale shop. There is no wholesale shop. Where you got it? I got from the manufacturing factory. There is no factory. Where from you got it? I do not know. That is ultimate. Without maker, there cannot be anything made. There cannot be anything that is made without the maker. Similarly, Vibhudu velugakunna viswambu velugadu. The whole universe cannot shine, cannot be cognized, cannot be seen without that consciousness. Vishwa vibhula maitri shashvatambu. Vishwa vibhula maitri shashvatambu. The relationship between creator and creation is eternal and permanent. My friends, we the created, Baba the creator, God the creator, all merciful, compassionate God, as Holy Quran says. The creator, the divine cosmic energy, and we the created here. Being one and the same, enjoy that blissful state. Enjoy the company of the Creator. See yourself in Him as He sees Himself in us. Swami, so sometimes you look at somebody and smiles. Why? He sees Himself in you. Swami sees Himself in you. Each and every one of us is a mirror, and Swami is happy to see Himself. Some people show his photos to Swami, his own photos. Your photo, why do you like? Goes on looking at his own photos. And you can see my photo, why your photo? No. He is happy to see his own face. Why? He sees himself in all of us. He sees himself in all of us. Yalla bhutamulandu tane kamagutsu. Bhinnadehamulandu abhinnamagutsu. That's what I said. So when he talks to you, when he smiles at you, when he's so happy, it means he is happy with himself. He sees, just a simple example, any one of us, in front of the mirror, how funny we are, the other person knows. The other person is watching in front of the mirror. Wow, everyone. Okay, good. Considerable time checking up every inch here. There should not be any spot, and I might find, okay? Why? You love yourself. You love your voice. You love your form. You love your name. You love yourself. That love is divine. That love is God. Similarly, when Swami talks to you, smiles, loves you, he sees himself in you. And then how about us? We see him in the morning, again in the evening. We see in the morning, run after his car when he goes out. There are people that can run faster than the speed of his car. Yes, particularly those who are well-built, physical personality, the tall people can match the speed of his tires also. He'll be there, they'll be there already. Why you saw him here? Why do you run? No. As I see him, I am so happy. Why? I see myself in him. I see myself in him. And when Swami smiles, you smile. Why? When he smiles, why should you smile? That happens. In him, we see ourselves. In us, he sees himself. You and I are one. He and you are one. The Creator and the creation are one. That is the teaching of Kenopanishad. Later we'll take up Kathopanishad the next Sunday. We completed so far Ishavasyopanishad and Kenopanishad. Then we'll take up Kathopanishad, the essence correlating with Bhagavan's teachings. Thank you very much for your time. Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda Satchidananda Guru. Louder, what's this? Where is life? Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Hey, Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Hey, Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Hari Hari Guru Satchidananda. Jai Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Hari Hari Guru Satchidananda. Jai Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Jai Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Satchidananda Guru Shri Vasa Sadguru. Satchidananda Guru Shri Vasa Sadguru. Hey, Satchidananda Guru Shri Vasa Sadguru. Satchidananda Guru Shri Vasa Sadguru. Satchidananda Guru Prativasa Sadguru. Satchidananda Guru Prativasa Sadguru. Hey, Prativasa Sadguru. Prativasa Sadguru. Satchidananda Guru Prativasa Sadguru. Hare Hare. Guru Prativasa Sadguru. Oh, Satchidananda Guru Shirdi Sai Sadguru. Hare Hare. Hare. Hey, Satchidananda Guru Shirdi Sai Sadguru. Hare. Hey, Satchidananda Guru Bhakti Baba Sadguru. 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 Hey, Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Hey, Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Hare. Hey, Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Hare. Hey, Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Hare. Hey, Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Hey, Satchidananda Guru Shri Sai Sadguru. Hey, Satchidananda Guru Prativasa Sadguru. Satchidananda Guru Shirdi Baba Sadguru. Hare Hare. Hey, Shirdi Baba Sadguru. Hey, Shirdi Baba Sadguru. Satchidananda Guru Satya Sai Sadguru. Satchidananda Guru Satya Sai Sadguru. Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll be meeting next week, same day, same time. Asadu ma sagamaya tamaso ma yogigamaya rujorma amrutangamaya. Om samastaloka Sukhino bhavantu samastaloka. Sukhino bhavantu samastaloka. Sukhino bhavantu. शांति। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्साई बाबा जी की जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्साई बाबा जी की जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्साई बाबा जी की। थैंक यू।